Hello everyone, my name is Easton Dias and you're at Basic Marine Engineering. So whoever has missed my videos for a long time, extremely sorry because I was extremely busy with lot of work and we had a lot of lectures going on and normally I don't have that many lectures and we all know how the lockdown scenario was. So I wasn't able to do any much videos of late. So before we start, I would like to request you all, please take care of one another. Be safe. Whenever you all are going out, try to take care. Then try to be in contact with your friends. Try to know about them, what they are doing. If they need any help, try to find out how they are performing, how they are doing mentally. Try to inquire about one another because you can't say when the mental stress goes up, and it might just be the time when you might help your friend and you might save him. Understood? So just want to make sure that you guys help one another. If required, you can even call me, contact me, whatever you can do, and make sure you take care of one another. So before we start, also one more thing I would like to say, like, whoever is seeing my videos, I would like to tell you all, there are many other guys who are doing videos. I mean, there are many other channels. You just have to search. The reason behind I don't do much of videos is because there is tons and tons of people who are doing that, and they're putting a very good matter out. If you see, there is now there is Chief McCoy is there, then you have Shrimp 2, something like that, then you have Adventure Story, and then now you have Marina Shian. So you can follow these guys, you can watch those videos, you can learn a lot of stuff. To learn, you just have to search, you just have to go through them, make down whatever your notes you have, and try to study well, try to note down things, go through it again and again. So that is the advantage of videos, and that is the advantage of YouTube. YouTube which has created is extraordinary, and we can learn a lot of stuff, and we can also give it to it lot of stuff. So whoever guys are sailing, also I would like to make one more request is, if you guys can record anything, can click any photographs, try to do any procedures, any starting procedures, any kind of photographs you can click and send to me will be good. I can make videos on them because these days we are not visiting at all any kind of ships, so it will help us to do a lot of videos for you guys also. And today's topic, what I was saying was, what I've thought of speaking is about maneuvering. So what preparations we do before we start maneuvering, what exactly we do when we are, suppose we have been already in full ahead and now we have to we are going to reach port, or we are going to reach for some maneuvering, then what preparations will we do? First of all, normally what we do is, whenever we are on full speed, we'll be getting a notice. So it will be 1 hour notice. So once we get a 1 hour notice, then we will have to do certain preparations. Like normally what we'll be doing is, we'll be trying to we'll start the generator. So normally what happens is, for your normal sea load, we have one generator which is more than enough to do the job. Then what we do, we can start another generator. So whatever checks we'll be doing for the generator start, those are there. So you'll be taking around and doing the checks of the generator. Then you do blow through, you start the generator from local, then you put it to remote, and you wait for some time, give it for some time, and then you put it on load. Those things I have discussed, I think, in my generator video also, how to start a generator. And after you have done that, what you'll be doing is, you'll be going to the checklist. So again, you'll be training, you'll be topping up the air bottle, your standby air bottle which is there, that also you'll top up. You'll drain both air bottles, you'll be draining your settling service tanks, drain them again. Make sure before you reduce your speed, you do your soothe blow, a very good soothe blow you do, because what happens is, when you reach to port, you cannot do soothe blow, so you have to do soothe blow during that time. So what will be happening is, whatever soot which is there, after you have done soothe blow, it has to run for some time, so that whatever soot which has just released has to go out. So what you have to do is, you will have to do the soothe blow just when you get a notice, so that everything gets clear. And once you have done that, you have started a generator, once you have done your starting of generator, then you have done your soot blow, you have done your draining of tanks, you have topped up your tanks, you have checked both the compressors, you take a proper round of all those things, then you go and stop your freshwater generator. Now before you stop your freshwater generator, you have to open your bypass valve, so that, don't forget, stopping the freshwater generator is the most important part. The important part of the freshwater generator stopping is, first of all, go and open the bypass valve, your heating bypass valve, that is your jacket water bypass valve to your freshwater generator. So once you have done that, what you can do, you can isolate, you can check the distillation will stop, so you can stop the distillate pump, stop the salinometer. Once you have done that, allow it to cool down. You have already stopped the heating, you already stopped the distillate pump, so you can wait for some time, allow it to cool down, and after some time, maybe when it is cooled down, you can stop the ejector pump, and then you can set up everything, you can close the valves. But right now what you'll be doing, the most important thing is, you open the bypass valve and you set up, and then as per requirement, slowly you can start reducing. Normally what will happen is, the bridge guys will be doing that, so you don't have to worry about that, but you are maintaining all the parameters, you are monitoring all the parameters, and you are checking all the parameters. So this is the basic requirement you will be doing. And whenever you get notice, 1 hour notice, normally what will happen is, everything will be discussed. Like, it is not like you will get sudden notice, it will be discussed, like today we'll be having maneuvering, or we'll be reaching port so and so time. So what will happen is, during that point of time, what you'll be doing is, you'll be already given some some guidelines what you have to do, whether you have to call second engineer, whether you have to call chief engineer. So it depends on what he might, a chief engineer might say, call me at 1 hour notice. Someone might say, when half an hour is there, at that time you call me. Or someone might say, when just when the maneuvering is about to start, when you get standby, you can call me. And that will depend on what are the conditions, what are the various conditions. Maybe it is a daytime and he's already awake and he's doing some work and he knows, he's aware, or maybe he's on bridge only and he's monitoring it. So those can be the various conditions. And what will happen is, the chief engineer and second engineer will be having some plan, depending upon how long the maneuvering will last. So accordingly they'll be doing, if there is, if they have to do, if the maneuvering is long, then they might do 6 on 6 off, and if it is short, then only one person might take over. It depends on what kind of work we might be doing when on arrival. So on that basis also, they might decide and they might do different things. So if that is done, what is told to you at whatever point of time is been told to give a call to certain persons, certain people, you will have to call. Like, you will be calling your chief engineer, you will be calling your second engineer if required, and you will be calling your electrical officer. Now suppose you call them, by the time they come, then you'll be doing your other stuff. Then what will happen is, you will also, if blow thruster is required, there is a bow thruster on your ship, and bow thruster is started normally during maneuvering. Then what you will do, you don't have to start a generator right now, but what you can do, you can go and do the primary checks of the generator before starting. You do the blow through, you start the generator on local, try out, put it off, and you put it back to remote. So then what happens is, whenever it is required, when at that point when it is required, they'll be giving you some hour notice, some 15 minutes or 20 minute notice they will be giving you. So on that point of time, what you can do, at that point of time, you can start the generator. Understood? So at that point of time, you start the generator, so that you don't have to run the generator at idle loads or low loads. Running the generator at low loads, what happens is, it's not good for the generator. Lot of incomplete combustion takes place, and that could lead to a lot of deposition and on. So you have to take care, you have to avoid you have to avoid running the generator at low loads. So that you have to take. Then once someone comes, once you have your second engineer or some electrical officer coming, then you can go and do your steering gauge check, and that too you have to do with respect to your bridge. Whoever bridge officer will be there, you'll be doing with him. So you'll be doing your preliminary checks, you'll be doing and taking around, you'll be checking, then he'll be trying to take different angles, he will try to bring at certain angles, and you'll be checking physically how much is the, how much the angle it is showing physically, and not what is shown, and you will cross check with the repeater what actually is happening. You'll be checking the tank levels, you'll be checking the bilges condition, you'll be checking if there is any leakages, you'll be checking for alarms, you'll be checking how responsive it is, you'll be checking on both motors. Normally we run one motor, but whenever we are trying out, we'll be checking on both the motors, and during maneuvering we'll be running it on both motors, so that we don't have any problem. So after you have done that, you'll be coming back, and once the standby is reached, once the point they have reduced, and there will be a time where they will give standby. So that time what will happen is you'll be taking your flow meter readings and all, and once you have taken your flow meter readings, then now you are like on completely standby mode. Basic idea is like, whenever it is happening, we inside will be trying to monitor all those parameters, all those readings will be trying to monitor, and once you get standby, you can note down all the things, except taking few in between. You keep taking rounds just to be sure that nothing is going wrong, because already you have few people more inside your control room to observe the parameters, and locally also someone is needed to observe and to take rounds. So once you have done that, you'll be, then the commands will be based on, the bridge. Depending upon whatever commands is happening, you will have to do actions. In between, you have to go and observe some things. In between, you have to check the pressure. Earlier, what used to happen is whenever we had changeover kind of ships, it was slightly difficult. We had to, stop the heating, reduce the temperature. Once the temperatures come down, then we'll be doing changeover to diesel oil. So nowadays we don't have that kind of thing. It will be unless and until you are going to certain Sika areas, during that time you'll be doing the changeover. So that is completely different topic. So these are the main things which you'll be doing, and always go through the checklist. Go through the checklist in the sense you follow the checklist. You do something, you tick it. Don't first only tick it and then go to do it. You always do, come, tick it. Because what happens, it doesn't matter how many times you do, there is a time you might forget something, and you might miss out something. So all those things you have to do. You have to make sure that you are following the checklist and you are actually taking it afterwards. So do those things. I think I've covered most of the things. If I have missed out anything, you can comment down. If you have liked it, do like and subscribe. And again, I will remind you guys, be safe during this time. Take care of one another, take care of your family, and be in touch with your friends. Try to help others who are going through rough times, and be helpful and be safe.